Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead. Today we are here getting ready to do a demonstration of how to make dummy eggs. Now, in the previous video that I did, I had a problem with my chickens. They was going in on the eggs, but as y'all can see here, since that time I made that video and made those eggs, pays off. So now we are here to show you guys how to make it and how to keep your chickens from eating the eggs. All right, so now what we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and tap into this egg right here and blow the yolk and the egg white out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and get a hole right here into the top of this egg, and I'm just using a screw that's around here. You could use whatever it is that you're comfortable with using to tap your eggs. All right, so I'm just making a pretty nice size hole here. All right, so now I got that tapped. Now what I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. And this egg has been cleaned, so you know, don't be alarmed when you see me get ready to blow it. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead. This is my hole. You can see the egg, the yolk coming out, or the egg white coming out. What I'm going to do now is and that's what I do to get the yolk and the egg white out. And I have a nice size hole here. All right, and so the next step, what you're gonna want to do is you want to go out and get some concrete, which is quickcrete concrete. Be sure not to get the one with the stones inside of it, because it will be very hard to go through your piping bag. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get it mixed up. You want to make sure you get that nice fine cement. All right. Get some water in here. And we're going to go ahead and mix it up. And as you can see here, it is still a little bit, you know, tight. So we're going to add a little bit more water to loosen it up. Okay. And you kind of want to keep it, you know, a little bit loose. You don't want it to be too hard, because then it won't go through your piping tube. All right. I think that consistency is pretty good right there. That's what we're looking for. And so what we're going to do, you absolutely want to get an egg carton as well to hold your egg. And we're going to put my finger here, and you can use a Ziploc bag for this process here if you don't have a piping bag. All right, so what we're going to do now is just go ahead, dump all the cement in. Okay, so now that I have my cement inside of my piping bag, now what I'm going to do, I'm keeping my finger here because it will run out. But what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put my little metal piece inside that hole that I just made, and just put it over it, and I'm going to go ahead and squeeze all that cement in there. Okay, oops, and that's full right there. But what I'm going to also do, I'm going to wait a little bit to kind of get it to, you know, settle down inside of the egg. Just kind of tap it too a little bit to make sure I get all that bubble and everything out of it. Okay. Come back again, and oops, put a little bit more in. You can see that bubble coming out. That's good. We still got more in there. All right, and so now that I have that filled up, what we're going to do now, we're going to let this here sit for at least 48 hours to go ahead and dry and cure. You could let it sit a little bit longer as well. In that video that I did, I only let it set for 24 hours and it was dry, but the chicken there was still kind of pecking on it. Maybe it was a little bit weak. So I said give it at least about 48 hours to 72 hours to dry, and then you put it in. And another thing what you want to be sure to do is, as you put this dummy egg in there and the chickens, they go and they start pecking it and they notice they're not getting anything. So whenever they lay those eggs, you want to go up there and you want to pull those eggs that they lay out, you know, for at least about, you know, 3 to 5 days back to back, to make sure that they're not going back and trying to experiment and pecking on the actual eggs. And so since I did that video, this is 4 days worth of eggs that we starting to get ever since we made the dummy eggs and going up there and collecting. And now they're not pecking any eggs right now. And so that is good. And so that's why we're doing this dummy egg here. And you know, and all you need is, you need your Quikrete, you need an egg, and get your bag and to be able to squeeze it inside of the concrete, and that's it. It pays off. The dummy egg pays off. So just want to thank y'all, you know, for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you.